Have you ever noticed how some Jehovah's Witnesses spend a surprising amount of time online defending their religion, arguing on forums, replying to videos, even messaging so-called apostates? It's ironic, because according to their own leaders, the governing body, this kind of behavior is strictly forbidden. The organization has always taught that apostates are dangerous, mentally diseased, even tools of Satan. They tell members not to engage, not to read their materials, and certainly not to argue with them. To the governing body, just having a conversation with a former witness is opening the door to spiritual poison, and yet here they are. Online, debating, arguing, trying to shut down critical voices with the same old lines, mind your own business, you're just bitter, we're happy, leave us alone. But if you really believed that, would you be here in the first place? Wouldn't you just walk away and leave it to Jehovah? The truth is, these witnesses, often anonymous, often aggressive, are breaking the very rules of the religion they're trying to defend. From the perspective of their own faith, what they're doing is wrong. They are disobeying the governing body. They're not minding their business. They're doing the one thing they were told never to do, reason with so-called opposers, and let's be honest, they don't always come prepared. Most of them aren't trained in theology or logic. They quote the Watchtower magazine as if it's scripture. They recycle lines they heard at the Kingdom Hall, never questioning whether those lines actually hold up outside the bubble. And when they're challenged, really challenged, they usually fall back on condescension or personal attacks, but that's what happens when you're not allowed to think independently. When you've been trained to see your leaders as the only source of truth. When your worldview is built on the idea that questioning equals rebellion and rebellion equals death at Armageddon. Many of these defenders don't realize they've been programmed not just to believe, but to obey. Obedience has been framed as the highest virtue. Independent thought has been demonized. And so they confuse loyalty with truth. They think defending the organization equals defending God. They've been told that doubt is dangerous, that curiosity is a slippery slope. So when they see someone speaking freely, someone who left and is still alive, still thinking, still happy, they feel a strange mix of fear and anger. Fear because deep down it challenges everything they were told. Anger because they were taught to view apostates as enemies, as threats, as liars. But here's the reality: many former Jehovah's Witnesses aren't angry liars. Many still respect the people inside. Some even respect aspects of the faith itself. What they're against is the system, especially policies like disfellowshipping and shunning that rip families apart. They're against doctrines that cause real harm, like forbidding higher education, isolating members from the world, or silencing abuse survivors. If there's hostility in the XJW community, it didn't come from nowhere. It was created and nurtured by the way the organization treats anyone who dares to walk away. When someone leaves, they lose everything: their friends, their family, their identity. And then they're told they deserved it, that they chose it, that they're evil. Wouldn't you be upset? And yet, instead of looking at that pain honestly, the apologists just double down. They defend shunning. They defend broken families. They defend silence and censorship. And in doing so, they make a fool of themselves, because these things are indefensible. Not just morally, but logically. You can't claim to be loving and practice cruelty. You can't say you value truth but fear questions. You can't call it a religion of peace when so many people leave traumatized and alone. So if you're one of those Jehovah's Witnesses who still comes online to fight for the organization, maybe ask yourself, why? What's your real goal? Are you here to defend truth or to silence dissent? Are you willing to listen? Or are you just following another command? Because real truth doesn't need to be defended with insults. It doesn't need to be protected by fear. It doesn't demand obedience over conscience. And here's the thing: no one's trying to take your faith from you. If you find meaning in it, peace, purpose, that's your right. What we're against is the harm, the cruelty disguised as righteousness, the manipulation hidden behind love. And we speak out not to destroy, but to expose, to warn, to help others who might be suffering in silence. So maybe instead of fighting us, take a moment and reflect. Not on us, but on what your own leaders have taught you to fear, because if your beliefs are true, they will survive the light. And if they're not, maybe it's time to let them go.